Hello there, stamping friends. It's Jackie Bolhuis from Klompenstampers. Today I have some cute cards. We're using the Cactus Cuties stamp set, and I want to show you how quick and easy you can make some note cards. Whether it's to cheer up a friend or just because, this is a great stamp set to play with, and I just kind of fell in love with how cute it is. Now, before we dive in, just a quick reminder. First off, welcome. If this is the very first video of mine you're watching, I'm glad you found me. I hope you're inspired. I hope you like all the stamping tips that I share, and I'd love to be your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator if you don't already have one. Make sure to subscribe, give me a thumbs up, let me know what you think of the video, leave me a comment. I love to hear from you. I love to hear what you think of my projects, and if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer those as well. Now, one thing, with all of my videos, there is always a link down in the video description, usually right down there, depending on the device you're watching this on. And it will take you over to a blog post on my website. And over there, you will see pictures of the cards I share with you today. We're going to kind of make one, I think, and then I got about 6, 7 other ones to share with you. They'll all be over there as pictures, as well as all my measurements, so you don't have to worry about jotting them down. Sometimes I don't even share them as I'm stamping because, honestly, my cardstock's cut and I don't even know what size it is. So hop over to that blog post. And over there, you'll also find the list of all the colors and the supplies I use to make today's project. So if you want to recreate it, all the information is there for you. And if you love the products I use, all the information is over there for you to place an order as well. And I'd love to be your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. When you order from me, you really help me be able to bring you these quick and easy videos twice a week. So, and don't forget, I'm here to help you. If you have questions, again, leave me a comment, send me an email. We are absolutely here to help you in any way we can when it comes to card making, especially quick and easy card making. Okay, without further ado, let's get this camera flipped down and I want to get to today's project. Hang on one second. Here's a closer look at the stamp set we're using, Cactus Cuties. Isn't it cute? I thought it was adorable. Now you're going to find this in the mini catalog, the January to June mini catalog, and it does come with a coordinating punch. Hello, we all love punches. Now just a quick reminder, right now as I'm filming this video, especially the punch, it is available. We've kind of had products go in and out of availability lately, so if you go to order it and it says not available, it's because it's currently out of stock, but more are coming. So I just want to let you know that. We kind of all know about the supply crisis we're in, and Stampin' Up! Is doing their absolute best to get products and keep products in stock, but just in case. Alrighty, our stamp set, let's set that aside. And like I said, this is all about quick and easy today. We are going to do some quick note cards. Anybody can make these with limited supplies. You don't need a lot of stuff to make some cute cards. So we are using the note cards and envelopes. I love these. I use them a lot. They come in packages of 20. So you have your note card, you have your envelope, which actually I don't even have that sitting here right now. And you're ready to stamp. So we're going to start by making one, just stamping on the note card to show you how simple you can keep this. And then I'm going to show you a couple other versions that show how easy it is to take a simple card design and step it up just a little bit. So starting out with, hope your day is on point. Now I'm stamping down at the bottom to make sure I have enough room up here for my image that I'm going to stamp. And then we're going to just use what I call parts and pieces. So this stamp set has lots of parts and pieces, so you can put them together all different ways. And we're going to start with the pot or vase or whatever you call it. And we've got Calypso Coral going there. And then we're going to start building our cactus. Now what's fun about this is you can really design, don't want to have my head in the video here. So you can design your cactus however you want. It can be a short, fat one, and we can stop right there. Or we can take this other piece and we can just add some more to it. I spent quite a bit of time down in Arizona. My daughter lived down there for about 3 years, so we visited a lot. And I absolutely fell in love with all the cactuses. Cacti. I better say it right. I know I always say it wrong. But they're all different, and that's what's fun about this. You can create all the unique cactuses you want. Now, let's go ahead and jazz this up a little bit by just adding a couple flowers on it. I love, especially when the cactuses are in bloom. Cacti are in bloom. I know someone's going to correct me. So there we go. That's simple to make a note card to send off to someone just to cheer up their day. Someone that needs a little pick-me-up. I can pop this in the mail. You saw how easy it was to stamp it. Now, I said we're going to look at how we can step it up. So I have a couple other that I made ahead of time for you. Now you can see here is the exact same layout, the same stamping. Everything's identical other than the fact that I took a piece of basic white and cut a layer. I stamped on the layer, put a little bit of black behind it, and then I added it to that same note card. And look at how just that simple little bit of layering of some cardstock makes all the difference in the world. Now, let's set those aside and let's bring in the punch. So here I have scraps of basic white. Now, save all those scraps. They're fantastic for punches. And let's take a peek at our punch here. You'll notice this punch actually has 3 or 4 different punched images on it. I love when they do that. It's kind of an all-in-one, but sometimes it gets a little tricky because we'll stamp our image on the scrap paper and then we'll go to put it in the punch and it doesn't line up and it can kind of be a little pain. So what I like to do is always start by flipping my punch upside down, and we're going to start by stamping our vase. Okay, we're going to use same stamp, same color, same everything here. And if I look on here, you'll see right here is that vase image for the punch out. So I know it needs, if you look like this, you have to, visualize it needs to be stamped this direction over on this side of the cardstock. And so we're going to go ahead and I'm going to stamp one right and one wrong just to kind of drive this point home with you because it used to confuse the heck out of me. So if we just started and we did that, we're like, okay, sweet, let's take our punch. I tend to naturally stamp over on the right side of my scraps. Now when I go to punch this out, which it absolutely works, look at all the waste. Whoop, this punch makes pieces fly. Look at all the waste I had there. But it worked. Now, if we go to the one that I punched on the left side, because I know that when this goes in here, it's coming in from that side of the punch, I had very little waste. Does that make sense? So I always try to analyze the punch, I guess, to figure out where am I going to get the least amount of waste on my scrap paper and then punch it out. Okay, so we actually have 2 here. Now we want to stamp the big piece of our cactus, and the same thing. It's over here, so I would naturally want to go to the right side. But since, this is already waste, we can come to our little blank spot there. And I'm not really going to waste any cardstock because it's already punched out. So let's go that. My pad, this is Evening Evergreen I'm using, and I've used it so much, I really need to re-ink it. And there we go. We can line it up in there and pieces fly. And there's that one. Now we'll take some more scrap because we need the little pieces. And again, let's look at where we are. We're at the very top, which means I want to, when this cardstock goes in here, we want to be down along this edge. And it looks like we want it upside down. Okay, so we're just going to stamp a few of these. Oops, I think those are far enough apart. And you don't have a lot of weight. Oops, see? And this is where, again, it's just scrap. You can see I was not far enough apart because I am going to, when I punch this one, punch into that one a little bit. So maybe you should stamp one at a time and then you won't have that problem. Okay, so there's 2. And if I was doing this for real, I would do a couple more. But I'm just going to punch everything and then Magic of TV, I'll show you the card put together. And then we also have the little flower here. So we're going to get some waste. If I cut the strip thinner, the strip could, be half inch or whatever, and I'd put it in there and I really wouldn't have any waste. But this was just in my scrap pile anyway. So we have flowers, and I know another one flew someplace. Oh, it's actually stuck in the punch. So there we got that. So we would be all ready to start putting this card together. Now I'm going to just bring in my finished version for you, and you can see how I use the exact same layout. I just had the pieces that I punched out to put together. I popped them all up on dimensionals. Now the little flower, I didn't put those on dimensionals. Number one, even the minis were a little bit too small. So what I used was the mini glue dots. Little pieces like that, mini glue dots work really good. So I just stuck those down. And I don't know if you can see the little embellishments. I added a couple of the clear, but you can see them of the polished dots, just to add a little something to it. Now, you might be wondering, where is that designer series paper from? Because that's super cool and it matches super awesome. I want to show you. This is, oh goodness, and now I completely forgot what it's called. It's called Artfully Composed. This is part of a suite of products, and I really like to take the designer series paper and look at it outside of the suite. So when we flip it over, you'll see these are gorgeous prints. They're busy, but they're beautiful to go with the stamp set and dies that they coordinate with. But I love the back side of this paper. It is all more neutral type prints that you can use with anything. So when I made my cards for Cactus Cuties, I wanted to use some of this paper. So my color scheme came from the colors that were in this paper. So that's kind of where that came from, but it was great paper to use. So let's bring these in, and then I have quite a few more cards to share with you. You can see we started super simple. It's a SIP card, stamps, ink, and paper. That's all you really need. We stepped it up with a little bit more paper. Just add a couple layers, and then same exact design. And look at how by just punching those pieces out, popping them up with dimensionals, it's an adorable card. This one's cute too. So, but how easy it is to step up a card. Now let's look at a couple other samples. So with these three, I did the exact same thing. I pulled out colors from that designer series paper, used a couple different stamps. Just a note, super simple. This is probably my favorite one. I think I like this better than the other one. But I did the same thing. I layered it. I took some basic white, some basic black, put it on that note card. It really makes that stamping pop. And then, same layout once again, but this time I did not use the punch. This cacti is, hey, I think I said it right. This one does not have a punch, so I had to fussy cut it. Super easy to fussy cut. To be honest, if you don't want the punch, you could fussy cut all of these images. But when I fussy cut, I tend to leave like a little white border around, and you'll notice with this punch, there's no white border. It punches like right up into that stamped image. You know, we'll bring this one back. You can see there's no white border on that, which is great. But I felt like with this, if I was going to have a white border on the cacti, I needed a white border on my pot. That's just kind of a personal preference of mine. If I use this one, I don't know. It actually would be fine, but to me, I needed white, so I fussy cut that one as well to have that. So same little dots on there, same flower, same layout, but there's another piece of that designer series paper. So you can see how great it works, especially when you pull out the colors of the designer series paper to make your note cards. And one final one. This one I don't have all three versions for you because I just decided to play with all the cacti, all the different pots that are in this. I did fussy cut all of these, so it really goes to show that you don't need the punch if you like to fussy cut. Use some more of that designer series paper and just use dimensionals on all of those pieces, and cute little card to send off. So there you go. I love the Cactus Cuties. I think you can make such cute cards with it. I hope you enjoyed my video today, picked up some tips, realized how simple stamping can be and how simple it is to even step it up by just adding some layers. Here it's really just adding some layers and doing some punching and cutting. So if you have any questions, once again, please reach out to me. I'd love to answer them and help you in any way. And don't forget about that blog post. Over there, you'll see pictures of all of these, all my dimensions, and the list of all of my supplies. So I look forward to stamping again with you real soon. Have a stamp happy day.